You know the one that did happen, we just talked about. The one that was part of the Lakers' demise this season, we just talked about. And the one that we're now learning may never happen. According to reports, there is no chance New Orleans deals Anthony Davis to the Lakers. All right, see, is it seemingly less likely a star now pairs with LeBron next season?
Man, that's one of the things that is available. Like, they don't have to. I know last year, Greg Popovich, through Kawhi's people, Greg Popovich told Kawhi, hey, man, Kawhi, I love you, man. I really want what's best for you. But what's best for you is not what's best for me. And I'm going to do what's best for the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm not going to trade you to the Lakers. Like, they don't have the assets, and I'm not going to trade you to someone that I'm trying to win. So that was part of the understanding moving forward. For years, I'm sure there's general managers out there that, like, why would you trade with the Lakers and be able to help the Lakers out? I'm sure that the Pelicans, if they don't have to, because they're going to be other teams that they can trade them to. And it's not as if they're the only team that has assets. Boston and their draft picks and everything, when you put them on a scale and everything, they're probably better than what the Lakers have. So there will be other places for Anthony Davis to go. But, man, this throws a monkey wrench into what they're trying to do, and it's real. That they might miss out on the big tier superstars, that being Anthony Davis via trade and Kawhi, because it's on the board that Kawhi could go to Los Angeles, but to the Clippers and Doc Rivers and Jerry West.
See, who runs the New Orleans Pelicans?
Mrs. Benson.
Right, who owns the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
And their top executive is Mickey Loomis.
Mickey Loomis, and he's all football. That's his all background has been in the football business and everything, but because the family owns both of them and they trust him, they have him to run both of the teams.
And here's why this is relevant. Because I can tell you this much right now. If the Anthony Davis situation were taking place in the NFL, there would absolutely be the feeling for most NFL teams, we are not sending him where he wants to go. We are not rewarding him submarining, fair or otherwise, this season when he has a year and a half left on his contract. And so I'm very curious to see the power structure that emerges from New Orleans. Dell Demps got fired after the Anthony Davis fiasco didn't go through. They didn't make a trade. Danny Ferry's now there in interim capacity. But do I think there is a real possibility that the Pelicans take a worse offer from another team rather than the Lakers offer? Of course that's a possibility. Do I think it's more likely because of almost the power structure and the ethos of the New Orleans Pelicans under an NFL-style ownership? Absolutely. Now, I think it is foolish to say anything is off the board when we haven't seen how those lottery balls are going to drop. As far as the Zion lottery and the NBA draft lottery as a whole. Like, we don't know what the ping pong balls are going to say. We don't know. I know Anthony Davis has said he don't want to go back to Chicago. What if Chicago wins the lottery and says, you know what, we think we can keep him? He's his hometown. We will trade you Zion Williamson, the #1 pick, and Chicago's got as good odds as anybody is getting that pick for Anthony Davis. Then, of course, New Orleans makes that trade. That's the best deal they possibly could get. What if Boston, who has the Kings pick, which has the lowest of all the lottery odds, they get lucky, they move into the top 5. Then Boston could present a really good offer without including Tatum. The flip side is, what if the Lakers get lucky in the lottery? Or what if the Bulls don't and the Celtics lose Kyrie? Like, we don't know what offers are actually going to be out there, because whatever offers there were at the deadline, they're different now because you're getting half the time with Anthony Davis. You're not getting 2 playoff runs with him under his current contract. You're only getting 1. So for a team that would think he's on a rental, not the Lakers, but other teams, we don't know what they would be willing to offer. So I do think it's totally on the board. The Pelicans just say, Lakers, you want Anthony Davis? You better sign him in free agency in a year.
If AD's off the table, Kawhi sounds like he may be going to the Clippers. Kevin Durant doesn't seem like he's coming to. I mean, like, who else is out there? I mean, what are the other free agent big names that have a real good shot of joining LeBron in Los Angeles?
Major trouble in Los Angeles if they can't land Anthony Davis. If Kawhi decides to end up going, and right now, I don't know in Kawhi, I know he's trying to concentrate. He believes that the team they have now can win a championship. And I would say he's split right down the middle. He hadn't really given it a whole bunch of thought because that's the type of person that he is. But I would say it's 50-50. But there are some attractive things about Los Angeles in that being with the Clippers that they like. They like Doc Rivers as a coach from an X's and O's standpoint, and they like Jerry West, and they like the fact that not necessarily LeBron, but they don't have a lot of attention because that's who Kawhi is. So it has nothing to do with LeBron and everything to do with LeBron. So I don't see how they're going to get to a championship path if they don't land either one of those two players. So it's going to be, a lot of things can happen in the next 4 months.
So the next tier, so Jenna, Anthony Davis, Kawhi, and Kevin Durant, I would say are the top tier. If we cross those off, Kyrie and Clay are right there beneath them. And Clay, I would be shocked by. Kyrie, I think there's a chance on.
Kemba there too?
Well, no. So if you miss out on those guys, then it's Kemba Walker, Jimmy Butler. Oh. Then you're on that next tier. And I don't think many people would say the Lakers, LeBron plus Kemba and Jimmy Butler, become the favorite. Now, could they do it? Sure. And you would have to see how the younger players develop, but that would, in my mind, be a disappointing summer if it ends up being the big haul is Kemba Walker, who I like as a player, Jimmy Butler, who I like as a player, but neither one of those guys are frontline superstars.
And we still don't know what the rest of the NBA, because it's going to be a tremendous shuffle in the NBA talent. We don't know where KD's going to be. Probably not going to be in Golden State. He could pair up with Anthony Davis in New York. He could pair up with Kyrie. So we don't know. Houston will be intact for the most part, so we don't know. What is Giannis going to do? Are they going to add something to Giannis? So the NBA this offseason, I think, will be one of the most volatile ones that we've seen in a long, long time.
But if it ends up LeBron plus Boogie or LeBron plus Chris Middleton, the plan has gone awry. I'll tell you that much right now.
As the world turns. Coming up, do the Giants have an actual plan post-Odell? That's next on First Things First.
Man, we got a plan.
What was it, bold in the
We got a plan.
guiding light?
We got a